TV. We're very glad to host tonight the boys championship game, Pac-10 championship, Springford Rams versus the Perk Valley Vikings. I'm Bill Culp along with Dave Pence, and tonight we got a really great matchup, Dave. And talk about Springford came out last game and they were hot.
Yeah, they definitely were dominant, Bill, in that game, beating PJP 62-30 on the hot shooting to Nigel Cook and Matt Ganias, and they came out firing on all cylinders for sure. The big things that really stood out in that game is the shooting beyond the three-point arc. They were 10 for 14 on threes, as well as on the offensive defensive glass. They were plus 10 in that rebounding department and really not giving anybody second looks and crashing the boards. And we're going to look more for that in this game tonight. Yeah,
71%. I mean, you cannot ask for more than 71% from especially the arc. It came out right away and hit 3 threes. All right, Dave, I mean, Perk Valley is a great challenge. We talked about, for instance, Springford, this is a lot tougher challenge than PJP. They're a lot more balanced. They have a lot better players. And probably the style is going to stay the same. But what do you think they're going to do tonight, and how'd they get here tonight, beating Phoenixville, which was undefeated, by the way, in the Pac-10, but they took them out, putting that little hash mark in the loss column. So what'd they do to get here, Dave?
Yeah, so PJP, a little bit of a Cinderella story, snuck into the Pac-10 playoffs in the last week of regular season action. They do present a different challenge. They have a better supporting cast than Pope John Paul, and their main standout, Justin Jaworski, is a force to be reckoned with. Coach Talley really gives them high praise as one of the best all-round players in the Pac-10. So they need to play good team defense and know where number 11, Jaworski, is at all times.
Oh, I mean, like I said, it's a definite better matchup in a sense for Springford. It's a similar one, taking out Phoenixville, which was a tough matchup. Springford has the size. Now, this is a rubber match here tonight, Dave, with the team splitting at home. Both games, Springford winning early in the season, and then Perk Valley just winning a little over a week ago. So this is the rubber match tonight. And even though it is a new season, it's playoffs, Springford's looking out to come out tonight and beat the Perk Valley team. And I asked Coach Talley what they need to do just to do that tonight.
Similar to the Pope John Paul game, we want to dictate the pace. Their past 12 games, they've come out on offense and really want to hold the ball, make 10, 12 passes, find Jaworski for 3. So our job is to kind of force the game up tempo in a style which we like to play, for 32 minutes and not allow them to just sit back and take the air out of the basketball.
All right, what do you think was one key just stopping Jaworski?
Limit his touches, and the looks that he does get, we need to contest them. If he gets an open look, you can count it, but we want to keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
And as Coach Talley was talking about there, we mentioned the pace. And again, he mentioned taking the air out of the ball, and that's what PJP tried to do. And Perk Valley is going to try to do that tonight, Dave. But it's a lot different. Like we said, it's a little bit better of a shooting team. They really want to come out and try to get that early lead. And he also mentioned Jaworski, and you mentioned it before. He has such high praise for him, and he's really got to slow Jaworski down. We were talking about him almost like a Steve Nash kind of player. He really is. He can do it all. He could shoot. He could drive. He's a great free throw shooter. He gets everybody involved. But, talk a little bit about, what makes him such a threat.
Well, Jaworski, he can really move without the ball. He cuts. He knows this offense well, and you'll never see him standing still. So they have a tall task. Well, the one good thing is for Coach Talley, he has Nigel Cook on his side. We know Nigel Cook is usually on their best offensive player. But Jaworski really did a number on him. The first game scored 25 points. The last game they played him, he scored 27 and 25, excuse me. The thing with him is you're not really going to be able to shut him down. They really got to do a good job of containing him. Good play deep, good team defense, know where he's at, help Nigel out, whoever's covering Jaworski, make sure you challenge his shot. Make him kick it out, force the other supporting cast that Jaworski has, force his teammates to beat you, and not let Jaworski do it. They did a good job on that the first game. The leading scorer behind Jaworski only had 8 points. The second time they played, the second leading scorer behind Jaworski had 15 points, and that was the difference in the game. So hopefully tonight they'll be able to lock him down.
I think that's a key. I mean, you talked about that. He seems to get those players involved. He has that instinctive game where he's going to get his points, But like you said, Springford needs to shut down the other players. And with Dunham, when they played against PJP, he just seemed to be a one-man show where we saw Jaworski in that semifinal game really get everybody involved and feed off the energy. He just has a great energy, just seems to be a great kid. And Coach Talley, I can understand the praise for him. And as you mentioned, Nigel Cook has a really tough task. And we talked to Nigel a little bit about that, being the defensive player. And we also talked to Matt Canais about what it means to win a Pac-10. Here's the video.
As a senior, I accept the challenge, and it doesn't matter who they put in front of me. I'll try my best to guard them and stop them.
All right. What do you think you need to do to assure that you get a Pac-10 championship? What do you think the team needs to do, and maybe even you personally?
Make each other better and good defense.
All right. When you talk about good defense, are you talking about just constant pressure and taking out their best player as a team?
Taking out their team. Not just their best player, but their team, because like every school in this Pac-10 has a dangerous player.
Thank you, Nigel.
No problem.
It means a lot. We're working hard all season, all summer for this game, and we just want to win so badly for our community, our school, and for our families.
Really shows you how unselfish Nigel Cook is. I mean, it really takes a certain type of player to take that defensive role and say every game where Coach Talley really puts that responsibility on them to shut down their best offensive player. And again, it's a testament to how hard Nigel works, because that's the stuff that usually doesn't show up in the stat book. Most people want to show their offensive skills, but Nigel, along with his offensive skills, shows those defensive skills, and he really has a task, like we said, with Jaworski tonight. And as Matt Canais was talking about, just how important a Pac-10 championship is. I mean, you could feel it. You could feel it. You saw Nigel looking real serious there. Canais kind of had that little aura. He's ready. These guys are ready for game night. Talking to Coach Talley, he won here his junior year, won a Pac title championship, won one before, and that's a rare thing, and it's an important thing, not just to the community, but also the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And going in tonight, we know what kind of effort we're going to get. And one of the things that we need to talk about is some of the keys to the game tonight. We know it's going to be a near-capacity crowd. We were here Friday night, did the game Friday night on RCTV, and we had a nearly packed house, and we're expecting the same tonight. We got here early tonight, and there was a line at the door of all the student body for PJP and Springford ready to get into this game, and it's going to be an electric atmosphere.
You mentioned it, and just like you said, the snow's falling, and hopefully the shots are falling for Springford tonight. And as you mentioned, the keys of the game, I wrote some things down. The first is the fast start, and we mentioned last game, Springford came out 3 threes right in the first quarter, and then they also got the other players involved, with Cam Reed hitting a shot, getting off to an 11-2 start. PJP had to call an instant timeout, and then as soon as they called an instant time, there was no time to make a recovery for that.
No, they got down early, and that's going to be the key tonight. You want to see them come out, attack the basket, but at the same time, we don't want to see too much energy. They still need to have their composure. They don't want to be overexcited, make that extra hard pass where it's too hard for somebody to get their hands on. But they'll come out with some intensity, and it'll be hard to duplicate that start they had on Friday night. They came out lights out. It was amazing to see that. Everything that they shot, everything they did was perfect. We'll see it again tonight. I think just the intensity, hopefully they can match it, which will be tough to do.
And like we mentioned, Dave, I mean, it's going to be a lot bigger of a test against Perk Valley, who's really in stride right now, playing really good basketball compared to PJP. So I don't think they're going to be able to get off to the start. But we talked about they need to get the crowd involved for Springford. One of the other things is defensive pressure. And one of the things we noticed right off the bat when we were calling that game the other night, as soon as Dunham, their best player, crossed half court, 3 guys were on him. I mean, instantly. And it was pressure, pressure, pressure.
Yeah, they definitely made them work, and I'm sure they're going to do that again tonight with Jaworski. Make them work. Also, the other thing we talk about, we want to see good, solid rebounding. They need to clean up the glass. We're looking at the rosters, and Springford has a distinct size advantage, and they want to use that advantage to clean up the offensive and defensive glass.
All right, one more thing is just not allow Jaworski those easy shots. I think that's the key. Like we said, he's going to get his points, but to make him earn those points and to make him drive into the defense, into Cam Reed and some of the bigs.
Yeah, absolutely. And he is their feature player both games. Thing that Springford has going on in their favor. The first game, it was Cameron Reed and Nigel Cook were their leading scorers in the first game for Springford. Second game, it was Reed and Ganias. Springford has the offensive firepower. They can spread the ball around. They don't rely on one person offensively. So it's going to take a good collective defensive effort, and again, it's going to take a good, solid offensive effort as well.
We'll see if they can win that Pac-10 championship tonight. And stick around, enjoy the highlights of Springford's last game as they really lit it up. And when we come back, we're going to head it upstairs for tip-off for Dave Caldwell and Mr. DeBundo calling the game. Enjoy the game, everyone. We'll see you at halftime. For Dave.
That's how long I've been on ya. Can only make me stronger.
From Ram Nation Gymnasium, RCTV Sports presents the Boys Basketball Pac-10 Championship. From Ram Nation Gymnasium here in Roarsford on the campus of Springford High School. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Caldwell along with cityofbasketballlove.com writer Anthony DeBundo. Anthony, very exciting times. The home team Springford is playing great basketball.
Yeah, nothing beats the Pac-10 Championship here at Springford. The crowd is absolutely raucous tonight, expecting a great game, and hopefully that Springford can come out on top. They have to start fast, or else they could be in a lot of trouble against a good Perkiomen Valley team.
No doubt about it. As you can tell, this place is rocking. Both student sections are just below us. We'll be right back with the tip here in a minute.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
We are back as they are finishing up the starters for tonight. Anthony, you want to lead off with the Springford starters?
Yeah, for Springford, we have Nigel Cook, Charles Drummond, Matt Ganias, Nestor Diaz, and Cameron Reed.
And for the Perkiomen Valley Vikings, Ethan Hodgson, number 11, Justin Jaworski, their big gun top scorer. Number 15, Sean Owens. Number 24, Sean Moriarty. And number 34, Hogan Milheim. We got a great atmosphere tonight, Anthony, and you know, I want to quote our own principal, Dr. Nugent, used to always say he won 9 Pac-10 championships out of 10 years wrestling. He's always used to say, you go as well as your seniors go, and Springford's going to be counting on that great group of seniors tonight to lead the way.
Yeah, they're going to need all the help they can get, and like I just said, the key here is going to be the start. Whoever gets out to the quicker start is going to have an advantage here. PV not built to come from behind, but very good with the lead. So it's going to be difficult for the Rams to have to fight back. if they are to fall behind on early.
One change I had Hodson as a starter for Perk Valley. It's actually Cullen O'Connor as we're underway. First turnover of the game.
Yeah, that right there, you know, Matt, a little early game nerves. Cam throws it away, a little bit of a miscommunication. But you know what? It's a big environment. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw both teams come out early, a little flat, a little nervous.
Springford traps right off the bat as they want to get the ball out of Jaworski's hands. He is averaging 20 points a game and playing great basketball for the Vikings. So Rams getting after it early, trapping Jaworski.
Yeah.
Out on the wing. Moriarty's shot does not go, but to the offensive glass, Cullen O'Connor.
Right there, PV is going to be very deliberate with the ball. We can already see their first possession was 30 seconds plus. They're going to look around, pass it around. I talked to Coach Poison before the game. He said if we wait for the great shot, not just the good shot, but the great shot, then they'll be in good shape tonight to try to win.
O'Connor, the 6'2", senior forward, strong insiders, done great work for the Vikings. They have been red hot, winning 10 of their last 12 games.
Yeah, they've really caught fire at the end of the year. Just smart, efficient offense and good defense.
That's Ganias, number 13. He's the engineer of this Springford train. Both teams being patient early, kind of feeling out, seeing what the other team's playing, who's guarding who's doing what. Ganias with a short one along the baseline.
Again, we saw there, PV's going to look to slow this game down. I think Springford needs to get out and try to run early. If this game is played at a slow pace, it plays right into the hands of PV.
Looked like a little breakdown as Milheim broke free. Ganias fakes, scoops, does not go. Springford with a second opportunity. Drummond from beyond. Off the mark. Reed follows.
When Springford played Perkiomen Valley earlier this year in January at Perkiomen Valley, Cam Reed had 26 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 blocks. He is the X factor tonight. If he has a big night and dominates like he did earlier this year, Springford should win.
There he is again. Nice move, stays with it. Can't get the second one. But you like Cam Reed's aggressiveness early here.
Yeah, he's the biggest player on the floor. He should be able to have a lot of success exploiting a smaller Vikings team down low.
Jaworski, nice pass. Beautiful block by Reed as he stays aggressive. Drummond gets double teamed, continues his dribble and scores.
Great patience there from Drummond. Uses a little hesitation move to get past him and does a brilliant little floater finish. He had shooters open but elected to take the smart little floater and finished it. I think Springford settled in a little bit after a couple of turnovers early.
Cook pressuring out on the wing. There's a double team, a great spot to trap. And on the corner, coaches love to trap when teams pick up their dribble in the corner, and that was a good trap by Springford. Smart play by Perk Valley to throw it off the Springford defender's leg. They'll retain possession.
Another thing about that first meeting, when they met, Jaworski scored 27 points. Obviously, he's one of the premier scorers in the league. But it was the other guys for PV that really struggled, including Sean Owens and Sean Moriarty. And those two struggling was enough to give Springford the pretty comfortable victory.
Owens there with the turnover. Yeah, it's interesting, Anthony. I thought very rarely do you see both teams beat each other at each other's court. So not really any great advantage one way or another. But it's always nice to play at home. Diaz's left hand does not go. There's the trap. Jaworski looking for his first shot of the night. Now he'll lock and load, and he gets fouled. Oh. Ganias gets whistled for the foul, and he calls it during the shot, so Jaworski will go to the line to shoot 3.
That's a good call there. Look, if you're Matt, you can't allow Jaworski to spot up from anywhere, and it was clear there. He spots up, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor. He's always a threat. His range is truly unbelievable. So Matt there falls asleep a little bit and then commits the foul and gives Jaworski 3 free shots. So you got to be better defending. If you're going to give up threes, it doesn't matter who it is as long as it's not Jaworski, because he's the only consistent three-point shooter they have.
Yeah, I have to respect his three-ball prowess with 53, leading the area from beyond as he goes for the triple and gets it. So Jaworski gives the Vikings a 3-point lead here halfway through quarter number 1. Glad you're with us on RCTV. Cam Reed on a nice cross screen from Ganias.
Coach Talley said before the game they have to pound the ball inside, and Cam already with 4 points, off to a good start.
And it's interesting, them going inside, Anthony, I think will open up the outside later on in the game.
Yeah, and I think that for PV to be successful, it's going to have to be this ball movement that we see here.
Owens' shot does not go, but a second opportunity as the Vikings stay hungry on the glass. Owens again in the middle. That's Jaworski up top, number 11. Good call, good play. As catches him on a little double dribble, some Cam Reed pressure.
Yeah, one thing I noticed there, on the 3-point miss by Owens, both Ganias and Chucky were down low, and neither of them boxed out. And that gave PV a second chance. With how slow they play, you can't afford to give PV a second chance, because that could instantly be 30 seconds right down the drain for them.
Nice anticipation by the Vikings. Cook with a great anticipation as he finds Ganias out in the open court. And Springford responds with a quick 4-0 run after the 3 Jaworski 3 throws. Into the ball game for the Vikings, Tyler Stretche.
A freshman who spent most of the year on JV, but actually got the call up a couple of weeks ago. And, it was a couple weeks ago that he had a huge game here in the JV game, put up 16 points. And, that really sparked it. And then he ended up getting some time in varsity these last couple of weeks for them. And, PV is not a deep team. They're only going to play 6, maybe 7 guys. That's why Springford needs to try to get out and run the floor and wear them down as the game goes on.
Danny Zach comes in, gets Cam Reed a blow, and it's that time of year where both coaches generally shorten their benches. You don't play as deep, and Cam Reed sitting over next to assistant coach Matt Kurtz talking about some game strategies and adjustments. Perk Valley basketball here. We are approaching the 2-minute mark, quarter number 1. Nice kick out from the high post. Owens again cannot convert. But there is Moriarty on the glass. They can't convert. Had some opportunities. And Diaz shuffles the puppies right in front of PV's bench.
Diaz there, you get a little excited in a big game atmosphere like this. He missed a layup earlier, and now he's, just a sophomore playing in his real first big game. Understandable to be a little nervous early on. But the one thing you notice compared to last meeting when PV won here, the Rams coming out with much better defense.
Oh, nice play by Drummond as he steps through. Drummond with a beautiful anticipation, some thievery.
Yeah, great little anticipation move. It's something that we didn't see on that senior night game. They weren't anticipating. They weren't flying to the ball.
Owens again struggling from beyond as Springford doing a great job of double teaming Jaworski. He has only taken one shot here in the first 7 minutes of play. So great strategy by the coaching staff and carried out well by the players.
You know Coach Talley was going to have a game plan ready.
Springford going to pull it out. That's one thing Coach Talley talked about, is he wanted to get Perk Valley in man-to-man situations. If they could, they might hold it out certain times and get Perk Valley to try and play man-to-man. They feel more comfortable going against Perk Valley's man-to-man than against their zone matchup.
Perkiomen Valley played a lot of man early in the year, but Coach Poison made the change to the matchup zone about halfway through the year. And like we said earlier, they've won 13 of their last 16, so it has worked. And they've been very successful with it. But here we see Springford very willing to just hold the clock, hold the ball, and not let PV get extra possessions here.
We're under 10. Ganias gets fouled by Owens.
And if you're the Rams, I think this is a good start for you. You know, taking a lead into the end of the first quarter. Perkiomen Valley is not a team that is built to score in bunches, and their offense isn't suited to playing from behind.
Ganias draws a lot of attention, still gets it off. And that'll do it for quarter number one, as the Rams with a solid first quarter as they jump out to a 3-point lead. We'll be right back here on RCTV Sports.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
We're back. Anthony, thoughts on the first quarter, especially with Springford's play?
Yeah, Springford, the first quarter was played at their pace. They were able to get a couple of steals and get out and run a little bit. And got some easy looks, and then they did the number one thing they have to do tonight, which was limit Jaworski. Jaworski, no field goals early on. They did foul him for the 3, but he's really been limited, and it's really hurt the PV offense because they haven't generated enough of it so far. Still just a 3-point game, of course, but I think Coach Talley and the Rams will be happy with that quarter.
You have to know that the Perk Valley coaching staff is going to tell Jaworski, you have to shoot the ball here in quarter number 2. Again, it's not Jaworski and it's an air ball. Springford's game plan working so far. Ganias with a nice flash. There's Nigel Cook around the rim and Cam Reed.
Great little tip in there from Cam. That's some pretty exquisite touch to get the ball from under the rim and tip it over off the backboard and in.
Cam Reed leading all scorers with 6 points.
6 points.
Again, that's one thing the coaching staff talked about getting the ball inside and taking advantage of that height advantage as another turnover created by the Ram defense.
We can see there, Tyler Stretche for Perkiomen Valley. Air ball's the 3-pointer, and then the little turnover there. Coach Poison takes him out. Ethan Hodson checks in. The freshman a little nervous. Again, these underclassmen in their first real big game haven't experienced the Final Four like this. This is PV's first trip in the Final Four in a couple years.
Coach Talley goes with the bigger lineup as Zach stays in and Diaz gets a break and they find Ganias. Matt Ganias now with 4. And the Rams have doubled him up here in the early going of quarter number 2. There's Drummond. Off and running and a foul.
Well, that's a silly foul there from Moriarty. Chucky's already got the bucket, and Moriarty fouls him there. That's a mistake there for PV. And as we can see, Coach Poison wants a timeout. He cannot afford for this game to get away from his team early on. It is too early to be down 9 points if you're Perkiomen Valley, because like I said, they're not built to come from behind. They can't score in bunches.
Yeah, no question about it. It's a full timeout. We're going to keep it here, get a chance to talk a little bit about those things. Anthony, as you mentioned, great call there on the Moriarty foul. Yeah, he's either got to really go after the ball and foul him hard or let him go, and that little touch foul, Chuck Drummond has a chance to get an old-fashioned three. As we're going to take a look, our first replay of the night.
We can see here on the replay, Drummond gets the steal, great anticipation, drives the lane, and it was Sean Owens, that committed the foul there. You know, a mistake there for Owens to donate that foul and that easy bucket. And then now Springford has a chance to make the lead 10 with a free throw here.
Yeah. Another thing that jumps out at me, Anthony, is both teams only have 2 team fouls in the early going. Both teams playing good, solid defense, moving their feet, not reaching and clutching and grabbing. So don't have to worry about either team in the bonus here in the first half, at least with 6.5 to go.
Yeah, it's been a slow pace for the most part, except when Springford has broken out. And they've done a good job not getting into foul trouble. You know, we saw a couple weeks ago against Phoenixville when Nigel picked up his 3rd foul early in the second half.
Coach Talley stays with the same group. He's got Zach Reed, Drummond, Cook, and Ganias in there, and Drummond completes it.
We saw a couple weeks ago when they played at Phoenixville that when Nigel got his 3rd foul, they struggled at the defensive end on Christian Kelly. Well, if they can keep Nigel out of foul trouble, I can imagine that he'll be the one guarding Jaworski for most of the night when he's on the floor.
Looked like Springford went to a little man look, and again, great help by Cam Reed. Very active tonight. Perk Valley back to the zone. It'll be interesting to see if they pull him out. Are they going to hold the ball and make him come out and play man-to-man?
Good patience here from Springford. No reason to force anything.
Mismatch inside. Cam Reed again. Cam Reed with 8 big points here in the first half. It's a nice assist by Cook. Springford really with an opportunity here to really make a statement here early on in the game. Jaworski wants a foul on the drive, doesn't get it. Reed from beyond. Oh. Zach with a second. Does not go.
Yeah, you know, Cam feeling a little bit. I'm okay with that shot because, you know, he's got 8 points and he's, you know, confident in his ability there. And we can see, you know, Springford, Perkiomen Valley is searching for answers and they really can't find any on the offensive end. I mean, it's turning into a Jaworski kind of show here where he might have to take over for them to stay in this game.
Yeah, I really feel like Coach Poison really has to turn Jaworski loose and say, let her rip, my man, as Owens will get to the foul line. He makes the first. The Vikings now are 6 of 6 from the stripe here in the first half.
Pretty much all their points. I mean, they have now 8 points.
I knew I could get the announcer's jinx on them with that comment as they finally miss.
For PV, look, this game has gone exactly how the Rams want it to go. It hasn't been Jaworski, and it hasn't been the other guys either that have scored.
Rams run down another long rebound. Ganias gets bodied by Hodson.
Yeah, the PV student section not happy with that call, obviously. But it looked like Hodson there got a lot of arm on Ganias.
There's Ganias, team's leading scorer at 16 points a game.
We can see here The long rebound comes back out. Ganias is able to grab it and then uses the little crossover to get Hodgson. And Hodgson definitely got a little bit of the arm there on the foul. So good call there.
Springford playing some very, very stingy defense. They've held the Vikings to 8 points here. The first 12 minutes of the game. Coaching staff has to be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, only 8 points. It's quite an accomplishment for a PV team that has, quite frankly, been very efficient lately. They won their game the other night shooting 33 shots in 32 minutes. And shooting over 60% from the field. But that's 2 on Nigel Cook now. He's going to check out for Nestor Diaz. Nigel Cook, I think, other than probably Matt and Cam, he's another player that they just can't afford to lose to foul trouble early on.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see Nigel again till the start of the third quarter at this point. The only way they might use him is a little offense and defense at the end of the quarter, as you mentioned, Anthony, because Coach Talley and staff do not want Nigel to pick up that third one. They want him to be aggressive for the second half. All right. Springford continues the good defense. See, I like the way all the defenders are getting their feet out on the three-point line and beyond. Really forcing PV out of their comfort zone. Owens finally drops one.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a rough start. You know, we saw in the first meeting, Sean was 0 for 11. But then in the second meeting, you know, Sean Owens, or Dr. Owens, as the PV student section likes to call him, Owens had a huge game in the second one. Now he was really the X factor for PV and the victory.
Nice play by O'Connor there, tying up Zach on the drive, but the possession arrow points towards the Rams. Drummond getting a little frisky and gets called for the travel. .247 to go here, quarter number 2. Glad you're with us here on RCTV Sports. I'm Dave Caldwell along with Anthony Del Bundo. We are here at the Pac-10 Boys Championship. Awesome atmosphere and great game in the early going.
You really can't ask for more than this. I know they were actually close to, you know, calling this game off late because of the snow that we've had here tonight in the area. But, you know, everyone was already waiting outside. They had hundreds of kids here. I don't think that Mr. McDaniel or Mr. Miscavige or anyone wanted to be the guy to have to go out and tell, you know, the hundreds of kids that they were going to have to cancel this game. So, you know, they decided to go with it. And I'm sure that as long as everyone's careful, they'll be all right on the way home. But just an unbelievable atmosphere, a huge rivalry game.
PV patient and finds Owens again as he slips behind the Springford defense.
That's the kind of possession we've seen a lot of from PV in the last couple weeks. Slow, methodical, waits for the breakdown in the defense and gets the easy layup.
Yeah, you had mentioned the fans in the snow. It is a packed house here tonight. Everybody getting here for some great action, some great Pac-10 basketball. Push inside.
We can see there, you know, Coach Talley has to be pleased with the start that they've had. You know, 7-point lead is a solid lead. They've got the ball.
They're going to call Reed, I believe, on the moving screen. And that's his second. And quickly, Ryan Fitzpatrick checks in for Reed.
Nigel and Cam Reed both with 2 fouls. That's something to really watch here. PV now has a chance to go on a little run here at the end of the half. Down only 7 with Springford's probably 2 of their 3 best players not out there.
Jaworski again draws plenty of white jerseys, cannot finish. Drummond finds Ganias. Jaworski with a great block from behind. Wow. Out of bounds, it'll stay Viking basketball. Jaworski really trying to force things and make something happen and has not had any success here in the first half.
Yeah, he's really struggled. I don't even think he's still, I'm pretty sure he's still without a field goal early on, calling for the ball here.
Yes, he is. His only 3 points came on those free throws. But O'Connor with a nice spin move inside, and they have suddenly cut the Ram lead to 5 as we go under a minute here in the second quarter.
Rams here may hold for the last shot, which I think is a smart play. No reason to really force anything.
Yeah, Springford trying to weather the storm a little bit with Nigel and Cam on the bench with 2 fouls, and then regroup for quarter number 3. It would be a little icing on the cake if they could get a basket here before the buzzer. Drummond looking at the clock. We are now under 10. Kicks it out back. His shot does not go. Long shot by Moriarty does not go. And an exciting first half as Springford leads it 20-15. We're going to go right up to the studio to Bill Culp and Dave Pence for some halftime analysis.
Hope you enjoyed that first half. It was a great first half. And right now, Springford clinging on to a 2015 lead. It looked like they were going to run away with it a little bit, Dave. But Perkiomen Valley, we expected a great team, and they came back in fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. PV had a lot of energy coming into this game. They went up early, but Springford kept their composure, and we talked about that. There's going to be a lot of excitement in the gym. You and I went down there for that first quarter, and it was electric in there. And sometimes you play out of your element just a little bit. You get a little overexcited, a little zealous, but they kept their poise, and they were able to mount a comeback there. And once the Springford got up 8-7, they've been in control of this basketball game.
Exactly. And sort of recapping that, like you said, 8-7, they kind of took that lead and took a pretty good lead. It felt like they had that game in hand, and then all of a sudden they seemed to let Perkiomen Valley right back in that game.
Yeah, and you can see some of the highlights here we have from our great crew here at RCTV. Some of the transition baskets, the good solid defense. They had a couple fast breaks, as we can see one that was mounting right there, and it cut out on us, but that's all right. But you can see it, like we said, it's electric, and you can see the crowd just going crazy this first half, and you can sense it. And Springford's been feeding off their crowd.
All right, and speaking of feeding, and one of the things, they were feeding Cameron Reed early. And Cameron felt like we were saying we were down there. He had a different type of energy tonight. And he came out not only offensively with that big block in the first quarter to kind of set off their offense and give them that, that little bit of a push, but talk about how important it is to start and get the big man and feed him inside.
Yeah, they were really emphasizing getting Cam Newton the ball down low. You could see they had some offensive sets for Cam to get that ball down low. Good rotation of basket from the up top. Cam Reed down along the baseline. Good penetrating passes into him, and he's able to finish on those. And you could see Cam Reed's definitely brought his A game tonight. He looks, I want to see more Cam Reed in this second half. But the one thing we do have to be cautious on, Cam Reed and Nigel Cook, 2 fouls already, and an early foul in this second half. Coach Talley might not have a choice but to put him on the bench for a little bit.
And speaking of that, I mean, they've done well. Like we said, Cam Reed coming out defensively, and Springford seemed to come out pretty good defensively, and it kind of kick-started their offense a little bit. And like you mentioned, once they got that 8-7 lead, started there. And it really, really helps defensively. They got to get back into that groove defensively. Now, talking offensively, besides feeding Cameron Reed, we saw there at the end, they need to take a lot better shots. The shot selection, wasn't there at the end of the quarter or half.
They just need to make that extra pass. If they don't have the look, be patient, kick it back out, reset the offense. No harm in it. And we saw what they were doing that on Friday night. They were able to do that. They kick it back out, get a better look. And tonight, like we said, the adrenaline's flowing, capacity crowd here, nearly 2,000 people out in Ram Nation Gymnasium. So they just got to keep their composure. And like I said, they did that. The leading scorers, we have Cam with 8, we have Chucky Drummond with 7, and we have Ganias with 6 tonight.
Yeah, and their offense, it was clicking there for a while. Like we said, wasn't doing that. And they got to get back to, as we said, in the semifinal game, one of the things they definitely did was they made that extra pass. And tonight I feel like the guards, we talk about Nigel Cook and Matt Ganias, they can take it to the hole pretty much against against any guard, and they can tonight. I think they need to do that tonight. And besides, and again, that's going to open it up for some of those outside shots. And again, still feed into Cameron Reed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as we said, they had significant guard play last time, outstanding guard play. Look for more of that in the second half, and I'm sure that will be a point that Coach Talley is going to talk about going into the locker room. And the thing that they're really doing a great job is boxing out. We talked on Friday. They pride themselves on cleaning up the offensive and defensive glass, and they've been attacking it, and they've been doing an excellent job. And that has to continue in this second half.
And definitely, like we said, cleaning off that glass with Cameron Reed, some of their bigs, it seems to lead to some of those fast breaks right away and some easier shots for Springford where they not necessarily have to set up that offense, but they basically have a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1, a little extra man that's kind of dragging down. It's really key that they hit those offensive boards. All right, defensively, we were mentioning, we were writing some things down. Perk Valley really, they had one shot almost until that second quarter, only one shot made, and they made a lot of free throws. They're 5 for 5 from the free throw line. What do you think defensively? Do you think Coach Talley has to come out with something different, maybe mix it up with some zone, some man? What do you think here?
I think they're doing an outstanding job. We heard on the telecast, we heard Dave Caldwell said he really likes how the defenders are out at the three-point line waiting for PV to come down. They are not giving anybody any open looks. PV has not shot well from the floor. They've been holding Jaworski in check, and I believe PV only has one three-pointer. And that's a lot of their game. They can shoot the three. And Springford's been doing an excellent job defending against that outside shot.
And you mentioned that. I mean, that's one of the keys. It's just they have to keep Jaworski in check, and they have done that. We saw in the first quarter there, right in the first couple minutes, Jaworski had a couple of assists, looked like he was getting in that flow. Perk Valley got off to a good start, and then Springford kind of put the clamps on him a little bit. And what do you think they did to him to stop him a little bit and put those clamps on?
Good team defense. I mean, we could see a couple plays where everybody has an eye on the ball and everybody has an eye on Jaworski when he doesn't have the ball. A couple times you could see there, Springford got caught ready to help double team Jaworski, and he's such a heady player. He did find some of his teammates for a couple open looks. So the one thing, we don't want to overemphasize that double team, Coach Talley. They don't want to drop their man and let them sneak behind him for a backdoor cut for an easy layup.
All right, and talking about that, we saw there, they didn't finish strong. And that's one of the keys we know in every quarter, especially in this time when you're talking playoffs and getting into districts, you need to finish your quarter strong. And Springford had that lead there. What do you think they need to do to assure that they do finish strong?
Well, I think they just need to continue to get it down low to Cam Reed. You could see the intensity on him. We were sitting right underneath the basket that Springford was shooting at, and he was going up strong. He looked quick. He looked fast. He had his hops there. We saw it on that defensive play that he made on blocking that shot, one of the best blocks we saw of the year. And that's what he's bringing. We need to feed Cam Reed down low. That's what I would like to see start opening up this second half.
All right, it really is a psychological game. This is a psychological game, and you talked about that with Cam Reed coming off, and he knows he's going to get the ball, and that's going to make him work that much harder. And we talked about in the pregame about how just important it is, when you got guys like Jaworski who can drive to the basket, to have that help defense, to know that, hey, I got somebody like a Cam Reed inside some of these other guys. And you could see psychologically he was in that game from the get-go. And as you mentioned, we were out there in the crowd. They kind of took that away from him. And I feel that if they get it inside to him, that's going to open up the outside game.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be able to find Nigel Cook, Matt Ganias, Chucky Drummond shooting up some threes, and hopefully that will heat up as well. See the perimeter game coming to check when they start collapsing on Cam Reed.
All right, well, speaking of heating it up, we're going to send it back up top to their Coach Caldwell and Nick DeBundo. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at postgame.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
We finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good? Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
We are back here, halftime of the Pac-10 Boys Championship game, and Anthony, first things first, the Vikings leading scorers noticeably absent Justin Jaworski from that list, as the Rams have done a tremendous job with their team defense.
Right. You know, Jaworski struggling out there from the field, hasn't made a shot yet, only got his points from the free throw line. They have gotten some contributions from Cohen O'Connor down low and Sean Owens, who hit a big three to really spark the run at the end of the first half to get this game back to a 5-point deficit. But they've done a fantastic job on Jaworski, limiting his scoring. He's only got 3 when he averages, 19 points a game. So for him to be held to only 3 points it's a great feat for the Rams, and I'm sure Coach Talley is very happy about it.
Certainly is. And now for a chance to look at the Springford Rams, only 3 scorers as Reed, Drummond, and Ganias lead the way.
Right, Matt Ganias with a couple of nice layups and free throw shooting. Cam Reed's really been the story of the first half with his 8 points to lead all scorers, and he's really been the force in the paint for the Rams that wasn't there last time these two teams met, and he's been the difference, and he's the reason that Springford takes the lead into the half, 16 minutes from a Pac-10 title.
Absolutely. Now, one of the challenges for the Rams is Cook and Reed sat out the last segment of quarter number 2 with 2 fouls. They want to be aggressive, but they don't want to quickly come out and pick up number 3 as we get ready here to start off the second half. Anthony, thoughts or adjustments you think the Ram coaching staff and players may make here for the second half?
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Springford really try to slow the game down, just like the first half they did. In no hurry with a lead. Keep up the stellar defense on Jaworski and rebound, because we saw a couple times in the first half where they fell asleep a little bit and gave PV second looks. They do have the lead on the rebounding edge, but just continue to rebound and block out and get rebounds to force PV and limit their possessions.
Both teams going with their starting lineups that started the game. The Rams have Ganias, Cook, Diaz, Reed, and Drummond as the possession arrow points Perk Valley way to start quarter number 3. Here we go. The Rams, as Anthony mentioned, 2 quarters away from a Pac-10 championship, and Ganias out in the passing lane with some great D. Reed to Ganias.
When you get a steal, that's when you speed it up. And that's beautiful there from Springford. Great ball movement, sharing the ball, kind of like they did on Friday night against Pope John Paul, and just getting an easy look instead of, a tougher look.
Nice spin away from the defense by Moriarty as he finally gets his first basket of the night. Cook loses it, but it'll remain Springford basketball underneath. Springford has done a nice job all year with their inbounds underneath. Let's see what they do here. You can hear the Perk Valley student section just below us, the Ram Nation just to our right below us. If it's noisy and loud, hard to hear us, that is why. What a great atmosphere we have for high school basketball.
Oh. Yeah, I'd say it's about 60% PV in terms of the students. They've really, shown out nicely tonight with a great section. They were here at 5 o'clock, even though the gates didn't open until 6.
Cullen O'Connor with a big baseline take. O'Connor with 6. And they have cut it down to 3. Going back inside to Reed. He puts it up, playing a little volleyball, and I believe Reed gets fouled.
Reed's going to go to the line here to shoot 2. Good work on the glass, putting a lot of effort in out there. As Moriarty picks up his second for Perkiomen Valley. They're going to shoot, they're going to call it on the floor. So
Cook draws plenty of attention as his shot is rejected. You can see the temporary bleachers brought in both end zones. This place is packed and rocking as Ganias gets his shot rejected as well.
Nice little block there from Milheim to protect the paint. Spring forward, a little sloppy with the passing there from Nigel, but I think we're going to try to see him slow it down here if they can.
Springford looking a little tentative on offense. They need to get aggressive again. Cam Reed isn't shy. And Moriarty gets hit on the arm.
A silly foul there from Cam Reed, really. You're winning, you have 2 fouls, and you're trying to hack away at Moriarty in the backcourt, 80 feet from the hoop. No real reason to go for that ball. And it's a costly foul because now he sits, and we don't know how long he'll have to sit for.
Springford trying to be aggressive now with their 3/4 court press. That's Jaworski. He shoots the pull-up. Nice challenge by Diaz as Ganias gets bodied by Jaworski, and that'll be a foul on Jaworski. Jaworski's first of the night. He's not arguing. He realizes he got him. Might have been a smart play with Ganias out in the middle of the field, or middle of the court, I should say.
Yeah, Jaworski with a smart foul there. I agree with you. You don't want to give up the transition, so you make him pull it out into the half court and pick up a foul when you don't have any fouls. It's not a big deal.
Cook over Jaworski does not go. O'Connor snares a board. Diaz fell. Jaworski thought about it, then elected for the pull-up. Oh, tough play on Zach. Came off the rim at a tough angle, and Zach accidentally tipped it out of bounds. He did not want to do that.
Yeah, it took a little weird bounce for him. It ended up hitting the rim a second time. So Danny, when he was trying to get the rebound, it actually came when he was on the way down, and he lost control. But a good job there by Matt and Danny to get the steal. Gotta protect this lead.
Great read and reaction by Ganias as Diaz shoots a floating left-hander, does not go. Both teams playing tremendous in-your-face defense.
In big games, when the offenses and the shooters might be a little nervous, it tends to be the better defense that shows out and wins the game. And we've seen both teams here with stellar defense. And good rebounding, too, to limit the second chances.
A lot of people saw the Broncos play some great defense Sunday night in the Super Bowl as 30-second timeout taken by Coach Poison. We're going to keep it here as the Rams still have a 3-point lead, but the Rams, Anthony, have only scored 2 points here in the first half of quarter number 3.
Yeah, after scoring on their first possession, they've been held scoreless for the last 3 minutes. So, Springford going to look to continue the defensive pressure and try to force a couple of turnovers to get out and get some easy buckets, because we've seen that Perkiomen Valley's defense in the half court has been very tough to break down consistently. and about half of Springford's points have been in the paint on the breakaway. You can see here Cam Reed, the little dump off to Ganias for the easy lay-in. That's smart play by Cam.
Another one of our great RCTV replays. Our crew here doing a great job in this championship atmosphere. Back to live action. O'Connor gets knocked to the deck by Zach. O'Connor will shoot 2. Big, strong, 6'2", senior forward Cullen O'Connor.
He is 2 for 2 tonight, but not typically a great free throw shooter. You can see here, O'Connor gets the baseline. Zach a little late getting over, and then just a smart foul. Make him earn him at the line.
He makes 1 of 2.
Saving a point there. Every point counts.
Oh, Ganias gets it stolen by a rotating Sean Owens. And Perk Valley is starting to play solid basketball. Nice skip to their main man. Jaworski gives them their first lead. Drummond with the air ball. And this Perk Valley student section is going wild. It's going to be a full timeout. We're going to take a TO as well. We'll be right back with some exciting Pac-10 basketball action.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
So good to see you guys.
So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
And we are back, Anthony, as Perk Valley jumps out to a 8-2 run here to open up quarter number 3.
Yeah, Springford's offense has really sputtered these last, not even just the start of this half, but even the end of last half. You know, if you extend it all the way out, PV's actually on a 15-2 run from when they led 20-8. So really a tough situation here. Turnover there for Perkiomen Valley, but Springford has to get the ball inside to Cam. He's back on the floor now with 3 fouls. Coach Talley realizing that he's got to get his best guys out there now.
Coach Talley has Fitzpatrick in the game along with Cook, Ganias, Reed, and Zach. They defend that play they run so well for Ganias on the curl. They run it again. Double teamed. And timeout. Springford. Springford's going to take a 30. We're going to keep it here. 3:11 to go in quarter number 3. And Perk Valley has come on strong. As you mentioned, at one point the Rams led it 20-8, and a huge recovery by the Vikings.
We can see here, Springford, they lose track of Jaworski and he gets an open look. And after a rough start for Jaworski, he finally gets a 3 to fall. His first basket of the game. He has 6 points now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Talley, you would have to be excited to say Jaworski doesn't get his first basket of the game till almost the midway point of quarter number 3, and then you would look up and say you would be down by 1. You'd have to think you were crazy, you would think, at that point. But Springford needs to get things going offensively, moving, setting some screens, shooting the basketball. Cook gets blocked. Beautiful play by Milheim as he blocked it and kept Cook's jump shot inbounds. Springford playing solid defense. And there we go. Ganias steals. And he gets fouled. Moriarty gets him with the body.
That's going to be third. That's going to be the third on Moriarty there. So another PV guy, a crucial guy to their team, picks up his third.
Ganias makes the first.
You can see the Springford student section there in full force tonight. A whiteout. Rams retake the lead here.
Ganias now with 9 points. He is 3 of 4 from the stripe. Very good free throw shooter. Springford back to their trap.
We see some trapping here.
A force of Jaworski jump shot, which is short. Ganias loads. Nice play by Fitzpatrick to give him a second opportunity. You know number 13 wants his championship bad, Anthony.
After missing out on the Final Four last year, nothing would be sweeter to win it back here.
Nice hands by Moriarty as he was in the passing lane. Oh, they had Milheim open underneath. They didn't see him. Little break for the Rams as O'Connor's jump hook does not go, and it's off the Rams.
I think that's a good call there. To my eyes, it looked like it went off of the Springford there. I'm surprised we didn't get an O'Connor foul there. It looked like he used a little off arm to take down Cook.
Owens along the baseline. Happy to get out of there as he was double teamed by the Rams. That's Jaworski. Nice defense by Ganias as he challenged that difficult angled shot.
Reed with a great play. Moriarty playing with 3 fouls. Can't really do much there to risk a fourth. Smart play by Danny Zach to get it into him, and then Cam Reed to finish at the rim there. And now Springford has regained a little bit of the momentum that they lost.
Reed, the first scorer in double figures with 10 in this low-scoring defensive struggle, as both teams very familiar with each other. Oh. I think he's going to call Fitzpatrick on the foul on Owens on the floor. So it'll remain PV basketball. They will have it underneath as both coaches go to the bench. Drummond checks in for the Rams, as does Stretche, the young freshman for the Vikings.
Yeah, you know, Springford here has a chance. PV's probably going to hold for the last shot, but if they can get a stop here and take the lead into the fourth quarter, they get the ball, get a possession, and then hopefully you can extend the lead a little bit. But here, they just got to get a stop. Chuck's got to be very aggressive on Jaworski.
Jaworski pops. Cook's half quarter does not go. What a ball game as we are tied at 26 after 3. We are going to send it up to the studio to Bill Culp and Dave Pence in between quarters.
Back to RCTV, Dave. Real quickly, we saw that Perk Valley kind of controlled the tempo. They took Springford out of what they want to do, and you saw the results of that.
Yeah, definitely. They forced the issue, and very low-scoring defensive struggle here. PV outscoring the Rams 11-6. Again, they need to get themselves composed here. Big play in the game was that Matty Ganaya steal. Looked like it kick-started. It Springford off defense a little bit, get them an easy transition there. Hopefully, they'll be able to continue this into an exciting fourth quarter.
Back to you guys up top. Good luck, Springford.
We are back live here for quarter number 4, and what a ball game we have, Anthony. 26-26, a great crowd, great atmosphere, everything you could ask for here after 3 quarters.
Yeah, it's been, the Rams went out in early and took the lead. They were playing great, but Peavy really hunkered down defensively, and Jaworski finally hit a couple of threes, and all of a sudden, hey, 26-26, fourth quarter, high school Pac-10 championship. This is all you ask for. What a fourth quarter we have coming up here.
Yeah, Perk Valley wins that quarter 11-6. And Springford's possession as we start the fourth and final quarter. Who will hang the banner in their gymnasium? Jaworski a floater. Moriarty with a big rebound. A lot of pressure by the Rams. PV scrambles to get away. Jaworski not quite enough. And an emphatic call by the officials, Springford basketball.
Your heart almost stops when that Jaworski 3 is hanging in the air there. You can just feel the tension here.
Cook runs into O'Connor. Jaworski draws plenty of attention and decides to pull it out. Reverses it. Hodson's jumper is short. Drummond steps on the baseline. Nice defense by the Vikings. Hodson doing a nice job moving his feet. Anthony, I've been impressed with both teams moving their feet. Not a lot of reaching and grabbing. Really solid defense by both teams, and it's no surprise that it's a low-scoring game. Jaworski, short. Ganias, knifes through.
What a little finish there from Matt. Cuts inside of Hodson to avoid the charge, and then falling backwards almost, hits the little layup. And Jaworski, another missed 3 for him. He's getting the open looks. Not a great pass there to set him up, but he's getting open looks. He just doesn't have the 3-point shot really going for him. He's typically like a 50% shooter out there, and he's really struggling.
Springford making other people shoot for Perk Valley, and Hodson has come up empty the last 2 trips, but boy, what an incredible play by Ganias with the body control going through those 2 Perk Valley defenders as they have a 2-point lead in the basketball. Step back 3, bam!
Matt Ganias, what a shot! Springford with a 5-point lead.
Perk Valley calls a full timeout. We're going to take one as well, but please stay with us here.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home Walk Restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 Wonders of the World.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
So good to see you guys.
So, what's up?
We finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Partner Matt Ganais has turned it up here in quarter number 4.
Yeah, little dribble handoff. Gets the ball with a shot at the top of the key. Nothing but nylon. Matt Ganais, 5 huge points to start the fourth quarter and give the Rams a 5-point lead with just 5 minutes to play here. PV now up against it. Needs a bucket on this possession or they could be in a lot of trouble as the Rams can really look to extend the lead.
Springford back to their trap. They like to have Cam Reed out front with those long arms and length. Him and Nigel can be lethal with reading players' eyes and stealing the basketball. There's another trap. Jaworski. Big possession for the Rams as Coach Talley runs something. Ganais launches in and out.
Jaworski there with another short 3.
Owens.
Jaworski has been short on multiple threes here in the second half. It may be his legs. He's been in the entire game here. Hasn't really had a rest. Or maybe just nerves. He's short-arming a little bit. But they're going to need him to hit a couple big shots down the stretch for sure.
You got to give the Springford defense a lot of credit. I see a lot of hands up, a lot of challenges on all Jaworski's jump shots. And that's what you need to do against great players and great shooters.
They've been fantastic all night long. Constant intensity and constant pressure. And you'd expect nothing less with a team playing for a Pac-10 championship.
Zach gets tied up along the baseline, pivots and gets out of trouble as the Rams are using the clock. And a push foul on the Vikings. That is only team foul number 3. Both teams only with 3 team fouls, so teams can be aggressive. They have fouls to give before putting either anybody in the bonus.
Yeah, you know, it's been a clean game for the most part. The refs have done a good job not being a factor in the game. They've let the players play it out tonight while still keeping the game under control. They've done a great job.
I think both teams have really played hard defensively and know each other so well. The coaching staffs have prepared these kids. As Reed gets fouled, they had the mismatch. They had him down low against Hodson. He's only 5'10", and Hodson was forced to foul him.
Springford will be content here. 3:30 to go, you're up 5. No reason to force the issue.
Uh-oh. Owen steps through and steals it and finishes. Owens with a big steal. He has 8 and the lead is down to 3. I think the Rams still need to be aggressive. They like having a ball in number 13's hands. There's got to be a body foul. Coach Talley not happy with that, and obviously so. Jaworski really pushing Cook. Ganais floats. Oh! He floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee. Matty G.
Matt Ganais, 7 points, pending the free throw here in the fourth. What an unbelievable little floating in the lane after the foul, and gets the shot off the glass to fall in.
The engineer, number 13, completes the three-point play. And the lead is now 6 as we are under 3 minutes. Coach Talley and staff going for their second championship. Owens responds.
Sean Owens there responds with a much-needed three.
Cook, oh. Cook with a nice take. I love the way he got his feet underneath him and drew that foul.
Yeah, the PV crowd wanted to travel on Nigel there, but he did a good job of stopping, settling himself, using the pump fake well, and getting the foul here. Important free throws here. As we take another look at the Owens three from long range with a hand in his face, knocks it down. Big time three from Owens to keep them in it.
Cook with 2 clutch cargo free throws, and the lead is back to 5. Jaworski and company hanging around. Oh! Sean Moriarty.
There's Moriarty right there with the and one. Great play there. Another little hesitation in the air kind of move, and that is 4 fouls on Cam Reed, 2 to play. Rams lead now 3 pending this free throw. What a finish we have here at Ram Nation Gymnasium.
Coaching staff talking about what to do with Cam with 4, whether to take him out, offense or defense, or what to do, but Moriarty completes, and it's down to a deuce. The lead is down to 2.
Attention convention, as I like to call it, here in Royersford.
Uh-oh. Owens out on the floor. Oh, and he gets fouled by Diaz. All right. Owens will shoot 2 of the most important free throws in his high school career.
And look at the replay here. Owens with a great little steal and just couldn't get the and one to go. Not enough on it, but now he has a chance to tie up the game with 2 minutes left.
No surprises, we are deadlocked at 36. 2 great teams in a great heavyweight bout here, 2 Liberty Division Titans. Who can win the last 2 minutes? Oh, Reed bumps. Oh, what a tip-in by Danny Zach.
A great tip in there. That is an absolutely huge bucket. Cam Reed got away with an elbow. Took out Jaworski with it.
Owens again. Oh my! How did that go? O'Connor. As this bedlam breaks out below us. Again we're tied. Ganias from 3. Does not go. And Fitzpatrick gets called for the foul.
I can barely even hear myself think here. PV has the ball with a minute left. Tie game. I mean, this gym is absolutely rocking here. What a finish we have in store.
Nigel Cook. Oh my, what a great play.
Timeout, Springford. Nigel Cook with the layup. And finding Chucky Trotter for the layup. Springford takes the lead, 40-38. Coach Caldwell, what a play by Nigel.
What an incredible play by Cook. The seniors again, Ganias and Cook coming up large as we enter the last minute of play.
Caught napping on the inbound. Owens with the pass back. They're just throwing it back and forth. Nigel jumps it beautifully. Finds Chucky for the easy lay-in. What a play!
A beautiful steal and a beautiful dime bounce pass to Charles Drummond. And the Rams now at the defensive end with a 2-point lead. Both teams will be in the bonus. So foul shooting can become huge.
Yeah, it's a big
as we get out to the
situation
last
here.
57 seconds.
Spring forward, both teams in the bonus, like you said. So any change can really have a huge effect on a foul here, and they're going right to the line to shoot free throws. So you can't afford to foul here late. If you're spring forward, and if you're spring forward, you can't allow a three. It gives PV a chance to take the lead. So lock down the three-pointers, get the ball out of Jaworski's hands if you can, and then just do your best to secure the rebound if you can force a miss. That's the key here for spring forward.
I like it. The Springford staff is staying aggressive, continuing with the press. Jaworski, as you see, drawing a lot of defenders. Ganias has his number. Moriarty, oh my!
What an unbelievable shot by Moriarty!
Moriarty with the three to give the Vikings the lead. Ganias, no read with the tip. Unbelievable.
You really can't beat this action. Moriarty with a three at one end. Springford comes right back with a lay-in at the other end, and Coach Poison wants a timeout.
Springford.
I mean, this is one of the greatest high school basketball games I've seen in a long time. Coach Caldwell, we take a look at the replays here if we can get one.
It's a full timeout, Anthony. So we're going to keep it here, as Perk Valley will have the basketball with 26.8 seconds to go after an incredible tip-in by Cam Reed, as we're going to go here to one of our RCTV replays.
As we take a look at the replay here, Moriarty with the pull-up three in Reed's face, nothing but nylon. And at the other end,
all righty, very good. Anthony, what do you think Coach Poison's drawing up for the Vikings? Do you think he'll call Jaworski's number?
I think you have to look at Jaworski here. I mean, he's your best player, he's your best shooter, and he hasn't had a great night tonight. He's been limited for most of the night, only 2 made threes, but and when Bush comes to shove, I want the ball in my best player's hands.
They're going to run a set. They're going to run a set play as the Rams go to man-to-man, handoff to Jaworski. Oh! Jaworski with a big basket. Ganias.
Oh my God, this is an insane game!
Incredible 8.4, what a segment.
Perkiomen Valley now down 1 as Matt Ganias hits a three to give Springford the lead just seconds after Justin Jaworski gives Perkiomen Valley the lead. Coach Caldwell, have you ever seen a game like this?
This is, you called it earlier there, partner. It is the best high school Pac-10 final I have ever seen, and I have seen every one of them since they've gone to this Final Four segment many, many years ago. Just an incredible back and forth of two heavyweights going at it, and Ganias with maybe the biggest three of his life.
You can't beat this action here.
I'll take back that maybe. It was definitely the biggest three of his life.
Both teams just throwing haymakers back and forth at one another. Jaworski with a three, Moriarty with a three, Ganias with a three, Reed with the lay-in. Ganias just having an unreal game in the fourth quarter here. And let's get a look here if we can.
All
I
right.
don't think we're going to have time. If we have a look here, Gnias, no hesitation whatsoever, goes right for the three and nails it. Nothing but net.
Here we go. Jaworski splits the defense to floater. It goes! It goes! Oh my! I think there's still time on the clock. The referees felt Springford called a timeout.
That's going to be a technical foul. The game is not over, and Perkiomen Valley is...
Security is going to try and have the Perk Valley students return. There is time left after the Jaworski floater.
I don't know what's going on down there on the floor. Perkiomen Valley seemed to come on the court early. The game was not over. Coach Talley was trying to call a timeout.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how much time they put on the clock.
It should be a technical foul by rule.
You are correct. I don't know what the officials will do at this point.
By rule, you have to award the technical to Springford. That is the PIAA rule, so we'll see what the refs award here. But to me, that's a technical foul for Springford, and if they do call this, they call the technical foul on Perkiomen Valley.
Yes, that is the correct call.
My goodness. Have you ever seen a game end quite like this one?
They rushed the court before the game was over.
Here.
And it'll give Nigel Cook or Matt Gnias a chance to shoot 2 free throws.
To win the game.
Plus, Springford should have the ball, and there might be a second and a half put back on the clock. We shall see what the referees terminate.
Unbelievable games you will ever see.
Incredible game for us to call, Anthony.
It's been a real honor, and it's a shame if it's going to end this way, but you know what?
Coach Poison. Okay, there it is. 1.1 to go.
Nigel Cook will shoot 2 here. Oh, this is crazy. I am out of words.
He's got one more to tie it up. Knock it down, number 3. Stay positive. There you go. So we are tied at 46.
And we have Springford ball with 1.1 seconds left as we're going to have another timeout. You cannot beat this kind of action.
It's incredible. Now, I'll be interested to see where the officials award Springford the basketball. I see the referees here at half court. That would be a big advantage for Springford rather than having to go full court. It should be at half court since they shot the technical fouls. If there was no technical fouls, they'd have to take it the length of the court in 1.1. So, again, another big advantage for Springford, a chance to get a last-second shot off from half court. You know the coaching staff has prepared some last-second plays from half court.
It looks like, based on the alignment, that they're going to put it at the half-court spot here at the bottom of the screen for Nigel Cook to inbound it. I'd imagine we're going to see Gnias coming off a screen here for a try and set a game-winning 3.
O'Connor up on him.
Oh! No good. We're going to overtime.
Overtime. We are going to take a real quick break, get some oxygen, and check our heart monitors. We'll be right back for overtime after this. Wow.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. that no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
We are back for overtime. Pac-10 Boys Championship Final, and what a game it has been. Dave Caldwell along with Anthony Dubundo. And Anthony, as you mentioned there in quarter number 4, the greatest game we have ever done together and the greatest Pac-10 final I've ever seen. Hopefully overtime is just as good.
This is the greatest high school basketball game I've ever watched in person and probably ever. It's had it all. It's had defense, it's had clutch shooting, it's had a controversial call at the end, it's had a storm, premature, floor rush, and it's just unbelievable stuff.
Cam Reed gets double teamed, and Hodson strips him of the basketball. Vikings with it. Overtime is 4 minutes. Another little thing looking down the road, Anthony, is both teams will be in the bonus, so it could come down to which team knocks down some free throws. Cook made the big free throw to force overtime. Who can knock them down to secure the championship?
You must say that, Nigel's probably kicking himself about that first free throw. But to step up, down 1 with no time left, basically.
Long three by Moriarty does not go. O'Connor hustles, but Reed secures it.
For Nigel to knock down that second free throw after missing the first, the place is going berserk. You need the free throw or the game is over. That's some clutch shooting there from Nigel Cook to make down the second one.
No question about it. Cam Reed with that advantage. Can't get it. Uh-oh.
Nigel is down.
Okay.
Looks a little slow to get up there.
I think he might have a little bit of a cramp. Understandably so, with the amount of energy and perspiration that's been put out tonight by number 3. All right, we are down to 2:30. Springford back to that little half-court trap. Owens, a wide open look. Moriarty and Jaworski. Here come the Rams after a Ganias rebound. Back to Reed again. Nice double team by the Vikings as they denied Reed the turn. It'll remain Ram basketball.
So after all that scoring in the final minute or so of the game, we've been through 2 minutes overtime. We've been allowed to catch our breath for the final 2 minutes. Had to get my heart rate down a little bit. Ready for the final 2 minutes, which I'm sure are going to bring some more crazy drama.
And both teams, almost all their players, the same 5 or 6 guys have played the entire way. Ganias,
Another absolutely monster 3 from Matt Ganias. Coach Talley's over there yelling and screaming for some defense. What an unbelievable performance these last couple of quarters by Matt Ganias, putting the team on his back with some clutch 3-point shooting.
I have the engineer unofficially with 23. As Jaworski says, coming back at you. It's a 1-point game, Ram lead. Ram basketball. And Coach Talley wants to take a timeout and talk it over with his staff. It is a full timeout. we're going to keep it here. Anthony, 1:11 to go. Springford with the ball. Let's take a look at that Matty Ganias basket.
We can take a look here at the Ganias three. Just so much confidence oozing out of him with the three there, the step back. I mean, a great prime time performance here. And then Jaworski, he hasn't had the best night by his standards, but when his team has needed a bucket, he has come up with it. I mean, he had the shot that would have won them the game.
Yes.
If not for the premature storm rush. So, Jaworski, not his best night, but in the fourth quarter and overtime, he's really picked it up. We got a minute left to decide the Pac-10 champion.
Hey, I have Jaworski unofficially with 14, and want to apologize to our viewers a little bit. If Anthony and I seem like we're yelling, we are right above the Perk Valley student section. It has been so incredibly loud that for us to even hear each other, we're almost right next to each other, yelling into each other so we can hear what's going on and what the other one's saying. But it'll be Springford basketball. 1:11 to go. Cook will inbounds right below us. Diaz in the game.
Yeah,
he goes.
Nestor checks in for Cam to get a little breather. Excuse me, Cam's still out there. Nestor checks in to get a little breather for Chucky.
Diaz a better free throw shooter than Drummond, so you understand. A smart move by the coaching staff as Ganias gets fouled by Jaworski.
So now Ganias, he's hit some shots in the clutch. He's got to knock down two here to extend the Springford lead to a safe 3 points to ensure that they can't lose it on the next possession.
Big one. They're all big at this juncture. Ganias makes both unofficially with 25. An incredible championship game performance by the senior, the engineer of the Springford Ram train, as Jaworski off balance and 13 gets fouled again.
Springford forces Jaworski to take a long shot. He comes up short, and a great job by Ganias and Danny Zach to secure the rebound, and that is, they're calling that on Hodson. It's his fourth. But now Ganias will shoot two to make this lead 5 points. Pressure-packed free throws here. He knocks down the first.
Springford in the double bonus. That was huge. Shooting two is a lot easier than a 1-and-1 in a pressure situation. Ganias makes one of two, and now it's a two-possession game for Springford. Ganias draws the crowd, somehow gets it to O'Connor. No foul is called, and Jaworski.
Springford Jim going absolutely bonkers here. It looked like they got away with a foul at one end. Colin O'Connor looked like he got fouled, but no call there. The refs are letting him play it out, and a great job rebounding, and now Danny Zach has a chance to really extend the Springford lead to 6 points here. It's two shots, so Zach misses the first. They really need one of these to go down here.
Zach with 2 points on the night, the 6'3" senior. One of many great seniors on Coach Talley's team.
Misses them both, but the rebound goes to
Oh,
Springford.
nice play. And a foul. Boy, big play by Cam Reed, as I thought he tipped that out. And the Rams secured it, and they're going to keep it at that end. Big free throw by Reed as each point closes the door for the Vikings. And it is now 6. The Vikings need 2 threes. There's Ganias again on the floor and diving. Incredible.
They're going to call a jump ball there, so it will stay with PV. But look at Macanias in a big moment, goes sliding across the gym floor almost 5-10 feet and forces the tie-up. And now Springford just has to ride out this storm and make free throws, and they have the championship in their hands.
You love the floor burns on that guy. And there he is again with the big rebound. And that's going to do it. What an incredible performance by the senior, number 13. He's signaling to the bench, do not take me out of this game after the free throws. These seniors want to be on the floor when that buzzer sounds, and deservedly so.
Ganias misses both, but PV is just about out of time here. Jaworski's shot is no good.
And that'll do it. Springford, Pac-10 champs for the second time in the last 3 years. Congratulations to Coach Talley, his staff, and his players on an incredible performance here in Ram Nation Gymnasium.
One of the greatest high school basketball games you will ever see. An absolute incredible finish. It had it all, and Springford able to come out on top. It has to bring a smile to your face.
Coaches getting their players over to go through and do the customary handshake after the game, as showing a sportsmanship and respect that Perk Valley deserves. An incredible performance by the Vikings as they gave the Rams everything that they had for an amazing championship night.
I mean, there's not one thing that this game didn't have. You know, we talked about in the beginning how, you know, defense was going to be a big factor, and it was for the first half. And then at the end of the game, you get the clutch shooting from Ganias. Nigel hitting that free throw that saved the season. And now some clutch shooting in overtime, some great defense combined, and the Springford are the Pac-10 champions.
We are going to keep it here and let everyone at home enjoy some incredible smiles and celebration by the Rams as Coach Mr. McDaniel comes out to present the Pac-10 trophy.
Pac-10 basketball chair at Springford Athletic Director.
And it won't be long here before they bring out the ladder to cut down the nets.
The championship plaque to the players and coaches of the Pac-10 champion, Springford Rams.
All right, we're going to let you enjoy the celebration. For Anthony Dubundo, I'm Dave Caldwell. We'll be back with some more celebration here in a minute.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 Wonders of the World.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to RCTV, and welcome back to our studio. And Dave, as Coach Caldwell was saying there, what an amazing game. DeBundo said that was the greatest game of his life. Only 18 years old. We're a little older. I think we're in our 20s, but it really was an exciting game. And Dave, it all started with, in that fourth quarter, it looked like Perk Valley had the game. Fans, never seen anything like this before, rush the floor, get the technical, and Springford hits the one to put it in overtime.
Yeah, it was just an amazing, amazing finish to an outstanding basketball game. There's nothing else to say. Battle of the Titans, Ali, Frazier, Rocky 2, however you want to put it. It was a slugfest there at the end with Ganias and Jaworski trading three-pointers. Just big shot after big shot, amazing play after amazing play. Nothing but excitement here on RCTV.
Yeah, you nailed that perfectly. And like you said, just Jaworski and Ganias were going back and forth, and it was almost in his blood. He just had no fear at the end of the game, Ganias shooting those threes and those big shots and those big moments. And talk about, again, Cameron Reed starting to get back in that game at the end of the game and their defense.
Yeah, their defense did a great job there. The third quarter was sluggish. PV outscored Springford 11-6 in that third quarter. At the end of three, it was 26-23, and that fourth quarter was just back and forth, nonstop excitement. Ganias really got on track offensively. Jaworski only had 3 points in the first half, ended up with 16 in the game. But Ganias is the true story. 11 points in the fourth quarter and put up another big three-pointer in overtime as well, and also hit some clutch free throws.
And you mentioned this going into overtime. One of the things, not to make our Springford fans here upset, but you mentioned that, basically, even with Nigel missing that first free throw, it was kind of a good thing because it made the game get solved by the players instead of him hitting 2 free throws and being changed by the fans and the result by the fans.
That is an excellent point. You don't want to ever see a game decided like that, and I think it was only appropriate for it to go into overtime and be decided on the court, as unfortunate things happen, little overzealous PV fans. But wow, what a great ending. Again, as DeBundo said, fantastic basketball game. I agree with him that it was a fantastic game. As we are taking a look back here live courtside, as we have number 13, Matty Ganias, gets to cut the first strings of the net.
And he really should. I mean, he just, like we said, he just stepped it up tonight. Him and Jaworski, best players for both teams, just really seemed to just, they loved the limelight. And they stepped it up tonight. And with Ganias with that unbelievable, we were here just going nuts. The step back three, just after Jaworski hits that big three, he comes right back and nails it. As we can see, Nigel cooking, just an unbelievable job he did this year, just not defensively, but just his all-around game.
His all-around presence, senior leadership on the court, pushes everybody at practice. Had a real big steal there with a minute left when they came out in that zone press. And good dish to Chucky Drummond to take that lead once we had those three-pointers trading off back and forth.
It was a la Bird, Dennis Johnson here, and we could see Cam Reed. He doesn't even really have to climb the ladder here, Dave. As we said, as he's cutting it down, we're going to send it back down to Caldwell and DeBundo. We'll see you game time.
The net cutting ceremony with 2 of the seniors who led him to the championship, Nigel Cook and Matt Ganias. Guys, first of all, congratulations. Nigel, we're going to start with you. Tell us your thoughts on the foul line. What was going through your mind?
I was just thinking, I got to get us home. I got to take us home on this one, so I'm going to hit one here and get us in overtime, and we're going to win it there.
And I thought you did a great job. You didn't let that first one bother you. You really kept your composure. Thought from your body language you looked positive and confident, and you knocked that down to force overtime.
Yes. I don't know. We shoot free throws every day at practice, and I'm guessing this is the time where we had to make them. Finally pays off.
And Matt, just an incredible performance. We mentioned on TV calling you the engineer of this Springford Ram train. Had you unofficially for 25. What does this championship mean to you?
It means everything for me and my teammates. Worked hard every day in the weight room and in practice every day. We wanted it so bad, and we did that tonight.
Oh, guys, that was just an incredible performance. Anthony and I felt it was the best high school game we've ever seen in all my years covering the Pac-10 and the Final Four and the championship game. Best game, a playoff game I've ever seen in Pac-10 history. Congratulations on just a tremendous performance. Well, I want to just ask you one more question. Thoughts, what was going through the huddle at in between before overtime? What was everybody thinking and talking about?
We got this.
Yeah, we got this. We're winning this game.
This is what we were meant to be here, overtime for PV.
Positive thoughts and great play. Congratulations on your performance. Go enjoy a little bit more with your teammates. Way to go, guys.
Hey everybody, welcome back to RCTV in the studio, and we still, just a celebration. Coach Caldwell talking to those two seniors and what just unbelievable leadership, and you kind of saw right there, Dave, just the demeanor, and you saw Matty Ganias with a little bit of emotion, and you know what? You can't blame him for that. I mean, he left everything out on the floor tonight.
And it's just a testament to how hard they work, both on and off the court, and he mentioned it there. They play all summer together. They have the off-season conditioning. And for have it all come together on the hardwood tonight in front of the home crowd in the fashion that it did, it's just has to be an unbelievable feeling for him, for the entire team, the entire staff. I know here sitting in the booth watching, up in the studio watching this game, it was just an outstanding, well-played basketball game.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. And like you said, I mean, everybody can celebrate tonight. We're hoping to, Coach Talley, who we work with at our school, I mean, hopefully he gets some rest tonight. And, again, we're going to send it back downstairs.
We're down here with winning coach Chris Talley. And, Coach, I told your seniors, Nigel and Matt, that Anthony and I felt it was the best Pac-10 game we have ever seen. I don't think it's even close. Your thoughts on the performance, the game, and your seniors?
I can't even figure it out at this point. That last minute and a half is still a blur. But I'm just proud of all these guys. The seniors, everybody stepped in. It was just a great atmosphere, and I'm glad we came out on top.
I know a lot of emotion, and you can hear it in your voice. But want to talk a little bit about the seniors. We've always said as coaches around here for a long, long time, you go as far as your seniors.
Yep.
And those two guys and your other seniors really were terrific tonight.
Yeah, they were great tonight, and I'm just so proud of them.
Well, Coach, we're going to go let you celebrate. Thanks for taking a minute or two. Go enjoy.
And welcome back, everybody. And Dave, I mean, you could see, like we said, just the emotion along with Coach Talley. And we know he's homegrown. And this is an unbelievable feeling for him. He literally lives right down the street. And he could probably ride his big wheel down here, all the way to Springford here. And it's just, you could just tell the emotion, just the great feeling, not only to go here and, like we said earlier, win a Pac-10 championship himself, but also to bring another Pac-10 championship here.
Hey, 2 and 3 years. We got to get that man a towel. It looks like he was doing a lot of sweating on the sidelines. He looks completely exhausted. And, we'll razz him a little bit tomorrow when we see him at work. But, the coach demands a lot out of his players, and you can see it the way they performed as the net cutting ceremony continues down there courtside. Hopefully the players will just cherish this memory for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Coach Talley was pulling a little bit of John Chaney imitation there. His tie was a little loose, like you said, a little sweaty there. But as you mentioned, just a chance for, again, we're looking at the nets being cut down. It's just a great feeling for those seniors. And as you know so much, in 20 years, when they're coming and they're back for the reunions, to be able to talk about a Pac-10 championship, it's something they'll never forget.
Yeah, these types of moments are what you live for. These are some of the things that help shape you, being involved in sports, being with that camaraderie with your teammates, fighting for that common goal. And I heard it this weekend. We had Super Bowl weekend. One of the best quotes I've heard, sports are in individual sports, but when you start playing for somebody else like your teammates, that's what makes it special.
And it special was the word that just summarized it tonight. I mean, it was completely special. Just all the way from that first quarter all the way to the last buzzer. I mean, it was just back and forth. I mean, it really was unbelievable tonight. As Springford, really took their hits tonight, and they got a little bit out of their game tonight, but they calmed down. And as we saw, they stepped it up in that overtime.
Yeah, it's certainly tremendous. As you said, we're here watching it in the studio, and I'm breaking a sweat for the players and for the coaches, and it was just nice for them to pull it out and play some quality basketball. And now they get to focus on a different goal. One of their goals coming into this season was certainly win the Pac-10 title. They did that tonight, and now they head into District 1 action.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad being here. I wanted to be down there celebrating. I'd feel like cutting down some of those nets and celebrating. We get that feeling. We could feel it right here as you're cutting down the coaches and the coaching staff to just put in the time. And you talk about just the time. I mean, you think about this season starts before Christmas, even before that, and the time these kids put in everything they do, and they put their heart and soul. And for it to pay off is just unbelievable.
Absolutely. And most of these kids start off early, start off elementary school. The Springford Youth Basketball Program is a great feeder program, teaching the fundamentals. A lot of these kids played Springford basketball, youth basketball, and this is a dream of theirs. As soon as they made that 7th grade JV team, they wanted to be on the stage. They wanted to play big time. They wanted a piece of the Pac-10 championship, and they got it.
And you talk about big time. You look at Coach Matt Kurtz there, the assistant coach. I mean, he is big time. I mean, he's experienced this with Coach Talley. Just an unbelievable player himself, and just a great guy. It's just a really great thing right now. And as we take a look here at again, Coach Talley just cutting down the nets, just cream on the top.
Yeah, Coach Talley gets the last one, and rightfully so. The players really respect him. The players work hard for him, and it certainly showed tonight. So what a thrill for everybody out there. You can see the crowd, the parents, that also, we can't forget to mention the boys' parents who took them to all those youth basketball games, attended all the games home and away throughout their years, and this is just as thrilling for them.
All right, and it was just so thrilling for us, and we thank you. And RCTV, this is Bill Culp and Dave Penn saying good night. Great job, Springford.